Hey guys, and welcome back. The Battlefield Twitter account have just released the second part of Journey of the Nopads, and we are now based in India, specifically Alang in India. Now, if you guys haven't seen the video relating to part 1, go check that out before you watch this video, just so it all makes a bit more sense to you as well. And then obviously we can link up the pieces of the puzzle towards the end of these releases and parts towards this sort of campaign lore that they're releasing. So go check that out, guys, if you haven't already. But let's just dive straight into part 2. Part 2, the Magic Act. November 1st, 2041, Alang, India. Be careful what you wish for. Almost 2 months after fleeing Doha, Oz's breadcrumbs led me to a safe house made of shipping containers in India, filled with no-pats armed to the teeth. Amongst them were a former intelligence officer, former doctor, nightclub bouncer, car mechanic. They all tried to hide this side of themselves. The former, but if you looked hard enough, you could find it in every tall tale and weary smile. Navin Rayo is what you call a people's person. Navin Rayo is one of the new characters that we've just come to understand and meet within the lore and the story of Battlefield 2042. As Specialist Navin Rayo, a notorious Indian hacker and ex-Marcos officer, explained to me, armed task forces cropped up within the 30s when moving cargo between the non-patrioted around the globe became a lethal occupation. In response, world governments cracked down on all no-pats, treating them as smugglers and pirates. To that, Rayo could only shrug. That's why we always wear eye patches when delivering food rations to stranded families. Who else is going to help the no-pats if no other no-pat? Was Rayo's spin the whole truth? Of course, this task force seemed to be without one key ingredient, a boat. The fact that we were in Alang, the largest shipbreaking yard in the world, provided a clue. This was going to be a heist. Not every ship in Alang is destined for scrap. As we can see here, guys, we've got a picture of a boat, and in the background there's a lot of different boats that look as though they should be scrapped or wrecked, but as we've seen in the actual multiplayer gameplay, a lot of these boats may be able to go inside and interact with evolution and things like that as well. And maybe this is where some of the no-pats are staying within India. This is one of their safe houses. Again, let's find out. Shipping is a simple business. More goods than ships, the price goes up. More ships than goods, the price goes down. In the late 30s, in the wake of the Second Great Depression, the world had nothing to move. To prop up prices, the industry turned to shipbreaking facilities like Alang to convert unsued and weathered fleets back into high tensile steel. But soon, Alang became famous for something else: magic. How else could you explain whole freighters vanishing into thin air, only to be discovered months later among the ever-growing no-pat fleets? It was the city's worst kept secret. Corrupt businessmen were selling ships intended for scrap to no-pats on the black market, but the Indian military would soon put a stop to it, navigating the Alang coast in treacherous business. As we can see, guys, loads of different ship parts and bits that are left over from ships that should have been scrapped. As we can see here, this is the carcass of a ship that's been completely stripped, and in the background we've got a couple of other images of different ships as well, which could potentially house no-pats that have been sold by corrupt businessmen in this location as well. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. In the gale force winds that night, the gunfire sounded like it was coming from every direction. As the Indian army pursues us, Rayo brushes off the glancing wound and takes the helm, piloting us around the black iron corpse of ships that block our escape route. It's a feat that would have been spectacular on a clear day. With 25-foot swells and the boat rocking like a sailor on the shore leave, it's sheer skill that shakes our pursuers in a graveyard of tankers. By 1:32 AM GMT, the Magic Act is complete, and we have vanished across the 21st parallel. A beat up old container ship, unofficially dubbed the Copperfield, begins her journey as a no-pat. Okay guys, so there we go. There is part 2 of a little bit of information, a bit of lore around the Battlefield story, and we've got a couple of other characters that we've come to know in this as well. So of course, we have got Kavian Bashir, who is of course telling the story of his experience when essentially trying to find out what the no-pats are all about, if they're actually as bad as people make them out to be, or if they are the good guys. And of course we come to know Oz, who is mentioned again from the first part. Oz is one of the leaders of one of the largest contingents of the no-pat forces, and he's dubbed as the most wanted man in the world. Go check part 1 out if you've not already seen it already. It goes into detail about that. And of course we meet someone new, Navin Rayo, who's a notorious Russian hacker and ex-Marcos officer. And yeah, his armor suit looks badass. As you can see with this picture, a bit of art here, he's hacking an ATM to allow kids to have the money out of it. And it does mention there that he is a people's person. This piece of art is so cool, man. And yeah, it's really interesting to find out exactly what this guy's about and the cool things about the lore. I'm so glad there's actual lore about this game, and it's not just war stories, or it's not just you know, you have one campaign and then you throw it away for the next year. Like, this is going to be at least a few years down the line with added different bits of lore throughout the life cycle. So there's actually going to be some form of universe around this as well. And yeah, it's really, really interesting to know and to find out and to understand it. And yeah, it's really, really cool. So 3 characters we know so far. We've got, of course, Kayvan Bashir, Oz, who is the leader of the largest contingent of one of the NOPAT forces, and of course we've got Navin Rayo as well. So these are the 3 that we know of so far, and yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comments as well. And again, part 3 will be out tomorrow. Looks as though we're going to be going to the Coyote Run all the way down here as well. So yeah, as you can see here, there's big jumps between each location, and obviously these are going to be reminiscent of the different locations on the map as well. And obviously these are going to be reminiscent of the maps and different locations throughout multiplayer as well. So yeah, guys, really, really excited. Tomorrow's going to be a good day as well to have a look and read of what this is going to be about. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of this whole different bit of a drip feeding bits of lore about the game and the campaign as well. Yeah, it's really, really exciting, and I'm nerding out a little bit, but yeah, I love stuff like this. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about this sort of stuff, and let me know your thoughts around Battlefield 2042's storyline so far. Hope you have enjoyed, guys. Drop a like if you have, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.